You're listening to the Miitomo Life Podcast. The following podcast was recorded May 4th, 2019. Welcome to the 10th episode of the Miitomo Life Podcast. I'm Visual Brian, or Brian Rose as always, and today I'm joined by Fire Angel for the final episode of Season 1. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I am hiding in a closet just to avoid any noise. I have excluded myself from all human contact. Or I'm sorry, I mean not excluded, exiled.
Oh, okay, I see. I mean, it's working. I don't really hear any background noise on your end.
Well, yeah, I mean, I exile myself from talking to anyone anyways.
Just don't suffocate or have a heat stroke in there.
That'll be a problem, but I'll try.
Before we get into talking about the server, which is our first topic for the podcast, do you have any things you want to say before we get started?
I don't actually have anything to say.
All right, then. So the first thing about the server we talk about is your time before the server. Not necessarily on Miitomo, but what was your life like?
I have to say it was about pretty much, I guess, kind of the same, just like not socializing with as many people.
Oh, okay. And what about on Miitomo?
To be honest, like, oh my god, I get bored of old like my mobile games on there so easily. Like everything was like boring to me.
Even Miitomo?
No. That app actually felt different.
Oh, okay. So what about your time on Miitomo? Did you enjoy that?
Oh heck yeah!
Nice.
I loved like making the me photos on there, making me's. God, the app actually felt like it felt so much different than any other mobile app or game or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. And it's funny that you mentioned that because during our Velonis's podcast, we were talking about how Nintendo's got this sort of magic to them where they really know what they're doing when it comes to like game feel and design and making it feel completely different.
They really do.
Yeah.
Like whenever I play a Nintendo game, I always have a weird feeling when I'm playing them.
Yeah, they have this weird touch that makes it so magical.
Yeah, like when I was playing freaking Breath of the Wild, fighting one of the divine beasts, felt amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what about your time on the server?
When I joined the server, I was of course pretty quiet, and I mainly just lurked for a while, and then I started joining voice chat and stuff, and that's like when I started to become social. And I don't know if it was because of the server, but I started to become more social, like in real life, like at school.
Well, I'm glad that you became more social. It's nice having you around.
Thanks.
Yes, of course. So, what are some of your other thoughts on the server?
The only thing I can really say is that just like with Miitomo, it actually feels like it's different from like everything else. All the other places are like talking about stuff, but like this one is just like where you just want to hang out and like talk to people if you want to.
Yeah, it's an interesting feeling for sure. Would you say that the server has had an effect on you, like an impact?
Well, of course, the social wise thing, of course, yeah. This is kind of answering a bit more on the Miitomo thing as well, but I actually started to draw more too, because like I did like to draw before, but I wouldn't draw as often because it was just drawings that I made, but I was just gonna keep it to myself,
Yeah.
like because I was too shy to show it to anyone. But like on here, it's pretty easy. All I have to do is just like post on the art gallery, and then I could look at other people's drawings too, and that could sometimes inspire me to draw something else.
And just based on the first time I've seen your art to now, I can already see improvements, and I always enjoy seeing your art.
I remember the art channel at first was either very rarely posted stuff on there, like not just me, but like everyone else. Like it seemed like people rarely posted art on there, and it's pretty cool to see like how all like everyone else also improved over the year.
Yeah, it's been great to see that.
Yeah,
Do you have any other thoughts do you want to say on Miitomo or the server before we move on to hobbies and interests?
All I can really say it was like it's kind of amazing to see the how much has happened on the server in just a span of a few months or a year.
Yeah, it's hard to believe the server is over a year old already.
And like how much has happened, like whether it be drama or like changes to the servers, people leaving, people joining.
Yeah. Also, too, it's only 5 days away from this recording. That's May 9th, which is the day that Miitomo shut down.
Yeah, it doesn't. It feels like it was a long time ago, but it really wasn't.
Yeah, time really flies.
Yeah.
So let's get on this segue and go to hobbies and interests now. So, what are some of the things you like to do?
Um, Drawing obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I like to daydream up like maybe little stories or like daydream animations that like come up into my head. Of course, I don't know how to animate yet, and I don't exactly have the proper equipment to do that yet.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'll get there one day. I also just like to play like pretty much video games. Like if I have to specify, say like mainly Final Fantasy, the Sonic games, or Legend of Zelda or Mario, and that's from the top of my head. There's many more, but like those are the main ones that come up right now.
Those are amazing game choices.
Yeah.
Some of my favorites too.
I enjoy playing like the guitar in my guitar class,
Oh, nice. What kind of guitar?
acoustic. Or no, wait, no, the one that I have at home is acoustic, but the school guitars are classical.
Oh, nice. So, are you learning the classical guitar at school?
Yeah. I mean, you can learn the stuff on a classical guitar and easily transfer that over to acoustic because it's basically the same thing, or literally the same thing actually, just different sounding.
But the classical guitar has a specific technique to it. Like the whole thing with the sort of position that you play it in, like your knee up and position the curve of the guitar on your thigh or your knee, whatever it is, and like you do your whole finger plucking thing where you play the bass notes with your thumb and you pluck with the other fingers.
So that position is was for classical guitars. I was wondering why it felt uncomfortable on my freaking acoustic.
Yeah, that's for classical guitar. The guitars are way
Crap!
different.
No wonder.
Yeah, you need to get a classical guitar for home.
No, no, no. I like acoustic as well.
Fair enough.
And my mom's already paid enough for like the acoustic guitar. I don't think she'd like it if she had to pay for a classical. She's gonna make me pay for it this time.
Yeah, I hear you on that. So, talk to me about some of your interests now.
I'm like really interested in like music. Like when I hear it, like I like to hear it, continue hearing it more, because like I don't know how to describe it. It's just the rhythm really makes me attracted to the music, and it makes me want to listen to it more.
Yes, of course. Music is a universal language and
Yeah.
it carries emotions.
There are some rare occasions where I actually do feel emotion when listening to certain songs.
Yeah.
It usually doesn't happen unless the song is like really, really, really good.
Hmm. Yeah. And music has a special place in my heart as well.
Yeah. Also, like, oh my god, I love seeing other people's drawings because, like, when I see them, I will look at all the details there are, the way they're drawn. It actually even helps me think of what to draw too. Like I said before, it's actually like looking at other people's art was kind of what helped me reach the certain style that I have.
Yes, of course, and that's how it should be. There are people that will look at other people's art and get all like upset or jealous because like they sort of see the end result but don't see everything working up to that. And that's just not the way to be towards someone else's art. You got to take it as a learning experience.
Yeah, because the way I see it is like, oh, I can get there. It's just gonna
Yeah.
take a while.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes I'll actually like save the joint. Like I actually have an album in my photos saved that is just photos of drawings that my friends on from Miitomo, some that I still talk to that are from Miitomo. It's just drawings that were made by them.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool actually.
And again, then I'll go back in there and just look at all the drawings because they really interest me.
I've wanted to keep a folder of just art from Miitomo Life, but it, it there's too much to save.
Yeah. If I only save a few, because if I were to save every single one that interested me, my phone would have ran out of memory, and this thing has quite the memory.
Yeah, I hear you on that. What other things interest you?
Animation, just animation itself too. Sort of like with the art thing, it just really interests me. Like I love seeing something that someone made as a drawing just come to life.
That also interests me a great deal.
Yeah, and just like with drawings, I have a playlist on YouTube that's just like animations made by people that I thought like were really great.
Oh, nice. So, what would you say is your favorite animation?
Ever heard of the Sonic Shorts series? That fan series that someone made, or that a team made Sonic Paradox and made?
I don't think I did.
Well, they're basically animations that kind of joke about the things in Sonic games, or just jokes involving the Sonic characters that can somehow relate to the Sonic universe itself as well.
Oh, okay.
It's actually really old. I remember seeing that stuff as a kid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, when you said Sonic shorts, I was thinking about the Sonic Mania shorts that there were.
Those.
Those are really smooth animations.
Yeah, they are. They look really different to the usual animation style that they follow.
Yeah. The Sonic Mania animations remind me of the that Sonic movie from the 90s, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Isn't it the one where, like, the freaking that meme came from? Like Sonic saying, "You may know everything I'm going to do, but I know everything you're going to do." Something like that, along the lines of that.
Yeah, it's because it's a movie where Sonic is fighting Metal Sonic, and Metal Sonic basically knows everything Sonic is gonna do.
Yeah, I've never actually seen the actual movie before. I've never been able to find it. I wish I could soon.
Oh, it's on YouTube. I can link it to you.
Seriously.
Yeah, seriously.
I remember like spending time trying to find that like many years ago because I didn't know what it was called.
It's actually a movie from my childhood. I actually have the VHS tape for it. It's a really good, great movie. We actually watched it for a movie night here in Miitomo Life one night. But aside from animation, though, what are some of your other interests?
That's about it, really.
Oh, okay.
A lot of this stuff is like whatever I come up from the top of my head because I don't want to spend too much time thinking on this.
Yeah, of course. I understand. So let's get on that segue again and head over to the personal section of the podcast where we talk more in depth about you. So, what are some of your goals?
So the first one is like one day learn to animate. Of course, like get the proper gear and learn how to do it.
You want to do 2D or 3D animation or both?
When you mean by 3D, you mean like the stuff like SFM and all that?
Basically, CG animated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
CG. 2D really. 2D is the one that mainly interests me. CG, or 3D, I guess I'd just say kinda, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I will one day, but it doesn't really seem like something I want to do.
Yeah. I feel exactly the same way. Like, I'm not really too interested in 3D, but 2D animation is where it's at for me.
Yeah. The other goal that I basically have, I'm gonna have to provide some context on this. There was there was like a comic series that I made on Miitomo. I called it Final Days. Probably will rename it. But I was trying to make it, but the time I started it was like at a pretty late time. It was like around the time where Miitomo's shutdown was already announced. So I had to rush through it. And I actually never got to like reach the ending of it. In fact, like not even past the beginning. Like halfway past the beginning, I believe.
So, your goal is essentially to finish it.
Like, yes, but that's not all of it. So one more thing I need to mention is due to it being rushed and due to the fact that I kept letting people into the story if they wanted to, the story ended up becoming like when I look back on it, I think it started to become a train wreck as time went on, like slowly. Like if you were the writer, you probably see it. I don't know about them. So like I want to start it over from scratch, do what I think would be best, and basically write it as how it was intended to be.
Yeah, that sounds a great idea.
Yeah, but like, of course, since Miitomo's not a thing anymore, I want to like try to write it in like a comic sort of form.
Okay, that's a great goal to have, like a creative project that you want to complete down the road.
Yeah. Remember that drawing that I posted about a redesign of one of my characters?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was for that.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have to like deal with the nightmare of drawing this like so many lines over and over and over.
Well, there's nothing wrong with getting a little practice in.
Yeah. I wanted to simplify it so it's not so complicated.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. What about some of your other goals? They don't have to be long term. They can be short term as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, in my chemistry class, we have like this airbag project, but my lab partner and I are almost done with it. Like, we have to use two common household chemicals, and none of them can be vinegar or baking soda. The reaction has to happen within the bag, as in, it can't react the moment you pour them in. So, you need a way to put them in a baggie, with like in a Ziploc bag, without having them react with each other. We've already come up with a few ideas for that. We know the chemicals we're using, but we already have a few ideas.
Okay.
So, like on Monday, we're gonna see if it actually does work. And we also have to find a way to make the bag deflate the moment we it hits the egg. That okay? So there's gonna be an egg dropped on it as well from the second story.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, yeah, you see that you see how that's gonna be difficult, huh?
Yeah, I do.
We need to find a way to make it deflate on impact because like when we tested it, it just bounced off. But we already have a few ideas established, and I'm hoping they work on Monday.
Well, good luck to you and your lab partner.
Thanks. That's really all the goals I can remember.
Okay. So, can you talk to me about what are some of your greatest strengths and challenges?
For strengths, I've only have one written down because my god, it took me a while to think this up. This one I didn't really discover it on my own. My own mother had to point it out for me to realize. But I tend to be really resilient towards situations. Like for example, like change. Like when we were moving, my siblings and I have lived in California for like pretty much our entire childhood. Like I was 12 when this happened, and I'm the oldest in the family, by the way. But my mom was like letting us know like she was gonna marry who is now our stepdad, but she wants to know if we'd be completely okay with having to move states because since he was in military, we would have to like move states every few years. So we were gonna have to move from California all the way to Virginia a few months later. But like our reactions, like my siblings are also really resilient too. We were just like, okay, sure.
Hmm.
Like you just like usually for like any child, they usually will refuse to, or they just won't want to, or won't accept it. But like we're totally fine. Like when we moved to Virginia, we adjusted to like everything too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's I guess that's another strength, adaptability.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in Virginia, since we never had thunderstorms in California, I was usually terrified of them because I wasn't used to them and I didn't like the sound. And when we moved to Virginia, they would happen a lot. So of course, I was terrified most of the nights I was going to bed, or not most. I'd say like quite a few. But
You adapted.
yeah, eventually I just got used to them, and it's like screw it, I'll just go to bed.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't live in Virginia now. We live in Hawaii.
Do you know where you're going next?
No. My mom said she's gonna, since I guess kind of started high school here, she's gonna try to like get an extension here, so that way we can stay here longer, and I can finish high school here, like graduate here.
Hmm.
Because when you're transferring high schools, especially when you're like in the middle of a grade, like you're not just a freshman, you're like sophomore, junior, senior, requirements will change, and then there'll be different classes offered, which means you might lose a few,
Yeah.
and basically it's like you're basically gambling at that point if you're going to transfer high schools suddenly in the middle of a year.
Hmm. Yeah. It is a problem, but I wish you the best on that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get an extension though.
Okay. Well, I mean, that just makes things a little easier for you.
Yeah, and then biggest challenge. So I have a problem with procrastination. I tend to procrastinate on a lot of my work.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I'm not like always trying to do it. Like it either happens because I don't keep track of it very well. For example, like if there was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this work when I get home, and then like when it's like near the time for us to go to bed, I'll be like, oh wait, I'm supposed to do that. You know, it's fine. I'll just do it like the next day instead because, well, the way our schedules work, we have like block schedule. So some days we get certain classes, and other days we don't, and other days we get the other set, and then on Mondays we get like we have all of them.
It's interesting that you have it that way. Because when I was in high school, we had every class every day.
Oh my god, having all 7 classes each day would put a toll on you, mentally and physically.
Yeah, it was exhausting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they made a block schedule because the amount of stuff they have to put in.
Yeah. It just seems efficient because that's how college is.
I just realized I'm going on a tangent.
No, no, it's completely relevant.
Alright. But yeah, and then like the next day happens. I go home, I forget about it, and then end up not doing it, and then it ends up not getting done.
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah, and it's worse when it's like stuff like projects.
You gotta write that stuff down.
Yeah.
Keep a little to-do list.
The irony is I actually forget to write stuff down.
Or you procrastinate it.
Yeah, I actually do.
Oh my god.
And the other thing is that I have a terrible time remembering things a lot of times. I don't know how. I swear it's like selective memory because and that I have no control over. Because it'll be like, okay, well, irony. I just forgot.
Oh dang.
Not try. I'm really trying here.
That's okay. I think that just made your point for you.
Yeah, I'll remember something like Pokemon. Like I remember how you're supposed to breed the correct Pokemon, what everything means, and then like it's like other video games. I'll remember like everything or just about everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it comes to schoolwork, I forget almost everything in most of my classes. I mean, math, I'll remember most of that. Math's not a problem for me usually. I remember most of the stuff there.
Oh, nice. And any more on strengths and challenges?
Focusing. I have ADHD,
I do as well.
to put it simply. I have like if I'm trying to listen to someone, I can look at them directly in the face, and then I'll be like, "Wait, what are you saying?" Like I'm not trying to. My brain is just like doing it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know that pain well. Like I'll feel like I'm looking at someone in the eyes, and I'll just lose attention and like start staring through them. It just makes me feel like I'm staring them down. Like that's what they think.
Where's the money?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not trying to do that though. I just lose attention.
Yeah, and then people will get like annoyed. Like they'll get annoyed and be like, are you even listening?" It's like I'm trying. I'm really trying. I'm not doing this to be a jerk. I just really suck at this.
Yeah, I know it is a challenge, but we gotta manage it as best as we could.
Yeah, that's about it really.
Okay. So now it's my favorite section of the podcast, the fun section, I call it. So, are you ready for some quick fire questions?
Um, was that a pun?
Was it a pun?
I don't know. Is it Brian?
I don't know. Maybe it is. It's up to interpretation.
Okay, let's just go.
Okay. Favorite color?
Orange.
Okay. Favorite time of day?
Morning or the afternoon.
All right. First thing you would buy with $1 million?
Um, nothing. It's mine.
Oh dang. Cats or dogs?
Both.
Aw, same. Hot or cold temperature?
Cold. I lived in the heat far too long.
That'll do it.
Southern California burns like heck.
I can imagine Hawaii's not much better.
I'd say Hawaii is more like a simulator of Southern California when it comes to heat.
Oh, okay.
It's not exactly as hot as it was there. Like I swear, if you stand out there for like 10 seconds, you'll have a heat stroke. I swear it feels like that sometimes, especially in the summer.
Yeah, I can imagine. And your favorite YouTube channel?
Oh crap, that's actually difficult. Mainly from the top of my head, Jameski, Jaden Animations, The Odd Ones Out.
But which is your favorite though?
Uh, I can't exactly pinpoint that.
Okay. So that's all the quick fire questions I have. But now I have user submitted questions. These are questions given to me by members of the server for you.
All right, here we go. Things are about to
Yes.
get weird
Yes. So the first question is why the name Angel?
because that's my middle name.
Yeah, I actually knew the answer to that one, but this is for the audience, not for me. And the next question is actually by me, but where did the fire part come from?
So I don't know why, but in most games that I play that have like an element sort of thing into it, I tend to either select anything fire based or I just have some sort of strange luck where I tend to get stuff that is fire based.
Oh, okay. So that's what you turned into Fire Angel?
Yeah, basically, if you were like make me choose a certain element to focus on, I pick fire most likely.
Okay. Good answer. So this could be sort of related to that question, but what's one power you could have?
Oh, of course, fire magic.
Yes, I figured.
Burn stuff when I want it. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't burn stuff just cause.
I mean, but you'll fire magic, so you can.
I mean, I'll just show it off, let them know that I'll burn everything down if they ever threaten me.
Nice. And the next question is a rather refreshing one coming from the heat of the flames, so to speak. But would you rather swim in Coca Cola or Mountain Dew?
Hmm. Coca Cola. I mean, I could probably throw some few Mentos in there and make it more chaotic. It's like, oh, I'm bored. Hey, let's just. I'm gonna stand on this Mentos and then like surf into the Coca Cola, see what happens. I don't know. Probably, I'll probably die.
I mean, I don't think you'll die, but I mean,
Something is bound to happen.
I mean, it's an experiment for sure.
Very dangerous one.
Yeah.
There's a possibility I don't land back into the pool.
Oh dang. So the next question is, how do you feel about another person named Angel on the server? And is it confusing at times when people just say Angel, and there's no sort of a specification on which angel they're referring to?
So yeah, I do get confused a lot, but usually if I go back, like I'll go back up even higher to see if the other angel was involved in in the conversation at all. And if not, then I'll look at the conversation that happened before that to see, and then they'll usually tell me what's going on. But if it's just like out of the blue, then I'll be like, which one are they talking about?
Yeah.
But I mean, of course, the usual context like he or she can help too, but if it doesn't have that, then I'm not gonna know. And having another angel in the server, that seems pretty fine to me. Cause I mean, on Miitomo, there was like there was like three that I knew on there.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a bunch of angels on Miitomo from my memory too.
Back in like kindergarten through second or third grade, there was another student there that I knew that had the same first name as I did. So it's not exactly the first time I've had the same name. And I mean, my first name is pretty common, so it does happen.
Yeah, I hear you on that. So the final question we have here is an interesting one, and I think that you'll like it. But it's, do you have a favorite me photo? And if so, can you describe it?
Ooh,
I don't think that this question is saying specifically one that you made. It's just your favorite me photo in general. It could be one you made.
I don't know. I actually loved seeing all of them. I don't exactly. know which one's my favorite.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to choose because you like so many.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We can leave it at that.
Yeah.
All right, so now we have one joke question before we head off towards the conclusion.
Freaking knew
Are
it.
you ready? Are you
Who's it
ready for the
from?
joke question?
Who was it? Who did it? I need to know, Brian.
Angel Carter asks you, "Why do you have my name?"
Because I love to steal identities, okay? It's a hobby of mine.
There you go, Angel. That's
Why do
that's
you think I was
that's
able
his
to afford the
answer.
Joker DLC, huh? I stole someone's identity and took their credit card.
Oh dang!
Don't tell that to the FBI, please.
Don't worry, your secret's safe with me.
Sure it is. This is going on freaking YouTube. Someone's gonna do it.
He means that metaphorically. FBI, don't hurt him. So, with all the questions out of the way now, we're heading toward the conclusion. But before we get there, I open up the floor to you to tell any weird or interesting stories you have to sort of round this podcast out. So, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Oh, I actually forgot one of them, so I only have two. Maybe the third one will come up. But so we have a Labrador who's like technically, I guess you would say a mix between a chocolate lab and a black lab, but she mainly looks like a black lab.
Aw.
Yeah, her name is Coco. But when we had her as a puppy, we eventually taught her, like, she started learning to go through the doggy door when she needs to go outside. But since she was such a small dog at the time, when she had to go outside, she tried to jump through the doggy door, but she wouldn't make it in one jump because she's so small and not that strong yet. So her stomach would get stuck on it. She'd get stuck halfway, and then she pushed herself the rest of the way through.
Aw.
It's kind of funny to see sometimes. And then she'll continue doing stuff like it never happened.
Yeah. Oh, that's adorable.
She's a big dog now, though.
Can Coco fit through the doggy door anymore?
Yeah. She still can.
Oh,
It
okay.
fits her perfectly. There was another story. This. So back in my middle school that I used to go to in Virginia, the school day was over, so I left the classroom, of course, got my stuff, like left, or not left the school. Yeah, I was like walking down the hallway, and so our middle school was like one of those ones that have lockers, and in the hallway, there's some lockers right across the entrance to the tech ed classroom. And as I was walking down the hallway, someone dashed straight out of there and jumped like, and I don't mean like any regular jump. I mean like he jumped and then like he basically spread his body out wide. Like he just had his arms out, his legs out, and then just jumped straight into the lockers. And then got up and just continued walking like it was nothing. And he did this without warning as well.
Maybe it was just one of those days.
Yeah. And then, oh my god, this wasn't the third story, but it's just one that I just remembered. There was another time in that same school where when we were staying after for like the art club stuff. One of the people at the art club has, I guess, a class that goes on in the auditorium. I don't know if it was a drama class or something, but the entrance are all both right across each other. The entrance to the art room and the entrance to the auditorium, like right across. And the door was open, so the doors to the auditorium were like straight open. So when he ran out, he he not only ran out of the auditorium and into the class, into the art room at full speed. He got onto his stomach and slid across the floor. Like he slid his way in.
Is it the same person?
No, it was a different person.
Oh, I guess they just felt like being a penguin that day.
Yeah. I mean they have a pretty round stomach, so
Interesting stories.
yeah.
A little weird too, but
And then we just got started on like our stuff. We were like, what the heck was that?
I can imagine. Just seeing something weird like that, just like
I saw him running in too. Like I was like staring at the entrance to the art room, and I see him dashing in. because where I was sitting, you could like see straight out the door, so I could see him running. So like there was a bit of a warning there.
So I mean, like they just had a clean slide in. It wasn't like
Yeah, yeah, it wasn't like mess. Like he didn't like just jump, but then no. He just like smoothly
Oh,
did it,
okay.
like as if it was rehearsed.
Oh, wow. Well then.
That's all the stories I really have to tell.
Oh, okay. Well, there were some there was something.
There, that school was something.
I could tell. So now we've reached the conclusion of this podcast and
We have reached the end game.
the end game. Yes.
It was the world's shortest series.
Actually, it sort of is the end game because this is the end of season 1 of our podcast.
Put a battle pass in season 2.
Season 2 is still being worked on, the specifics of it. But next time on the Miitomo Live podcast, which is the beginning of season 2, our first podcast is going to be Evelyn, also known as Cosmic Love Demon, and I'm excited to talk to her. But I want to thank you for joining me today. It's been a really fun podcast. I always have fun talking to you.
Thanks. It was fun being here too. All right, so I gotta run away from the FBI now because I got taxes to pay. So see ya.
Oh, okay. Bye, Angel. And thank you all for joining. Bye for now. See you season 2. Banner and editing by Visual Brian. Logo by Abram. Jingle by Justin. Episode art by Fire Angel. Thank you for listening.